What is going on, my crypto fiends? Thank you for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing to the channel. I'm Ryan Rotolo, and today we are going to be talking about some developments happening in the world as well as the cryptocurrency space, and just giving you guys an overview as to what I'm currently doing in the market and what you should maybe be looking into doing as well. As always, thank you for tuning in and hitting that subscribe button. And today, before we dive into today's content, we do have to pick one of our winners for the hardware cryptocurrency wallets. We are going to be picking a winner from the previous video posted about a week ago. As you guys know, all you had to do to be entered in was simply leave a comment down below on that video, and you could enter in to win one of these hardware wallets. Now, we have been doing this for about 4 weeks now, and unfortunately, the past two winners have not redeemed their wallets. I've reached out to them, and I haven't gotten a response. So make sure, if you guys are entering into the giveaway, that you keep up to date with your YouTube notifications, because I will be replying to you if you are one of the winners. And come on, guys, don't you want to win a wallet? So let's go ahead and pick a random winner from the previous video. We have 265 comments, so let's go ahead and get our winner. So this week's winner is Rooney Umper. Who the F sells their HODL stack LMAO? Just close your position and that's it. Well, Rooney, I appreciate your comment, I suppose. And you did win a hardware cryptocurrency wallet, but considering the circumstances right now, I feel like the whole HODL mentality is a little foolish, considering I have been doing that strategy for the past 3 years in the cryptocurrency space, and unfortunately, it has been it's not so great of an outcome in certain situations. Right now, I felt like it was the perfect opportunity to sell my position, and it allows me to buy in at a lower level and accumulate more Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies by doing so. And fortunately enough, in my situation, I was correct. And the previous video I posted seemed to be very accurate, considering the market did have a pretty drastic downturn the following day. So, Rooney, I do appreciate your comment, maybe not being so vulgar, but of course everyone has their own opinion. So nonetheless, congratulations, you won one of these wallets, and I will be commenting on your comment to get yourself aware that you won. So no more wasting your time, guys. Let's dive into today's video. So first off, I just want to refer back to the previous video that I posted on the channel on March 8th. You guys, a lot of you seem to like it and a lot of you seem to hate it. It was pretty much a 50-50 split. In this video, I talked about my current opinion on the market and the world, and why I sold my position in cryptocurrencies. I'm not going to go over the whole video, but I just wanted to look at the statistics from this video and look at the current statistics that we have going on with this virus around the world. And as you guys can see on the screen, in this previous recording on March 8th, which was about 10 days ago, we have 106,000 people infected, confirmed cases, and we had 3,500, almost 3,600 deaths, and the recovery number was around 60,000. These numbers have drastically changed over the past 10 days, and it's pretty shocking to say the least. Also, in this video, we talk about some market cycles, some trends, especially in the cryptocurrency space, how I personally believe that the cryptocurrency space is going to see a very large downturn. And let's see if we could see the price at the time. Right here, Bitcoin was sitting around, it looks like 8,700. Let me pull this up a little larger. Yes, $8,700 at the time. So the market was pretty high then. Like I was saying in that video, we were moving pretty sideways at that given time, a little uncertain as to where we wanted to go, as the other markets in the world, like the stock market, were dropping drastically. Cryptocurrencies were very hesitant. So that was my main clause for making my decision to sell my positions, as well as me seeing a lot of more cases coming into fruition in the future. So moving away from this, I do want to briefly go over the current cryptocurrency market. Right now we have Bitcoin sitting around $5,200, down about 2% on the day. Ethereum, $112. To be honest with you guys, some of these prices are pretty shocking. I really never thought we'd see these levels again. And we most likely wouldn't have if it wasn't for this pandemic that no one could have predicted. We have Tezos down to $1.30, Cardano to 2.5 cents. Chainlink $1.82. You guys get the idea. Cryptocurrencies are really still taking a hit right now, but they are relatively holding up well comparative to other markets around the world. We're kind of at this stage right now where Bitcoin again and everything else is moving sideways. We're bouncing between the $5,000 to $5,300 range. And in my opinion, unfortunately, I still don't think that is a good sign. I personally don't think we are just out of the woods yet. And I seriously think we might see a little bit of a drop lower. Now, I don't want you guys to think I'm a perma bear, because I'm really not. I've never really talked negative on cryptocurrencies or been super bearish on cryptocurrencies. But right now, you have to understand we're in this state of mind really in the world, not even just the pandemic, but everyone's in this state of mind that things can go really south still, and this could just be the beginning. So to think that this is the bottom again, it could be, but in my personal opinion, I really don't think that's the case. Now, I'm not saying we can go super much lower, like $1,000. I think that would be ludicrous and very damaging to the cryptocurrency industry. But right now, I do think we can go another leg down to the low $4,000 range. So as of right now, with my current holdings, I am completely in USDT and Tether stablecoin, except for a position in VeChain that I'm currently holding on to. Yeah, I am holding this position still strong. I understand that this could be the bottom, and if that's the case, I could miss out on the opportunity of making some extra profit on the uptrend. But I'm also willing to take the risk that things can go lower, and I can enter in at a lower level and seek the rewards then. Again, guys, like I always say in my videos, none of this is ever financial advice. I'm just giving you guys my personal opinion and my personal plan as to what I'm doing right now in the cryptocurrency space. So please, as always, I would love to know your opinion down below. If it's against me or if it's with me, let me know in the comment section. And also make sure that you create your own plan. It's always very important to have a plan, especially investing in anything when your money's on the line, because if something does go south, you need to know what to do, whether that's to sell your position, whether that's to have stop limits on your trades, whether that's to buy and have a cash position and allow you to do so. Whatever it is, make sure you have a plan, because things are looking pretty hectic still in the cryptocurrency space and the stock market as well. So that's with the cryptocurrency space right now. I just wanted to give you guys an update also where we currently stand with the virus, if things are slowing down, if things are looking better, if things are looking worse. So to start things off, as you guys can see, this is accurate readings from trackcorona.live. And if we look at these numbers comparative to March 8th on my previous video, we have a pretty staggering difference. With March 8th, if I can find the right spot, you can see we have 106 confirmed cases with 3,500 deaths, and if 106,000 confirmed cases. So if we go to this tracker, you can see we jumped about 100,000 cases in the past 10 days, 100,000. And we also jumped about 5,000 deaths. The recovery has jumped about 20,000 since the previous video. So the recovery is a lot slower than the deaths and the confirmed cases, unfortunately. That's just mainly due to everyone being infected or contracting this virus adapts differently to it, heals differently, and all that stuff. So another thing I find very, very fascinating and scary is that this virus is currently in 165 out of 195 countries, and those are just confirmed cases. This virus could be in countries that we're not even knowing of, or the countries even know of, and the fatality rate around the world total is sitting around 4% right now. The recovery rate is at 40%, so that is a very positive sign. But nonetheless, guys, we doubled in 10 days, we'll say a week. We doubled in a week, and that's not good. That's exactly what the CDC and the WHO said was going to happen. Every 7 days, we are most likely going to double in confirmed cases, in infected and dead, unfortunately. So I'm not here to scare you guys, but you definitely need to be aware of what's going on in the world, because you need to protect yourselves. So as you guys can see from this chart, this shows all of the confirmed cases around the world. Right now, over Europe, things are looking really, really bad, of course, in Italy especially. But unfortunately, I am going to home in on the United States right now, because I personally live in the U.S., and about 87% of the audience watching right now lives in the United States. As you guys can see, it's gotten a lot worse since the last 10 days, a lot worse. Cases have blown up in New York. We can actually look at a specific number. You can see in Westchester, New York, in New York specifically, we have 644. New York, we have 644. The list goes on depending on where you're looking at in New York specifically, but they have a couple thousand cases. Over in Washington, it's pretty heavy as well, and things are really starting to break out in Los Angeles as well. I personally am in Florida. In Florida specifically, we have about 216 cases total, and you guys have to factor in, please understand that these are confirmed cases. These are confirmed cases. So that's not including people that have it and just are walking around with it. People that think they have a cold, but they actually have the virus and they're spreading it to their friends and family. So that's what you have to factor in. In my opinion, this number is probably close to 100,000, seriously. And I feel like that's not too crazy to think. So if you see on the tables, you can see, of course, China had the most confirmed. The recovery is pretty high as well. That's a very good sign that the majority of people are recovering in China right now. And that is, in my opinion, because they took extreme measures. They literally shut down the entire country. They told everyone they have to stay inside no matter what. And within the matter of a month, everything is starting to go back to normal. Next up, we have Italy with 31,000 confirmed cases, and the recovery is still pretty slow. Iran is a little ahead of them, but nonetheless, things are still looking rough when it comes to the amount of confirmed cases that are coming out every day comparative to the amount of recovery cases. So if we keep moving on, you can see the United States currently at 6,400 confirmed cases with 108 deaths and only 74 recovered. This, in my opinion, for the U.S. is still not looking good. I think things are going to continue to get a lot worse because we have a lot of very foolish people in this country that like to just blow things off like they're nothing. For example, over where I live, we have Clearwater Beach. Clearwater Beach is a beach, a very well-known beach in the country, in the top 10, and it's where I've filmed a lot of my videos. If I can find this video for you guys, this was a video of Clearwater Beach, I believe, 2 days ago on March 16th. Now, a lot of people are thinking that, it's the Floridians going out and partying, and that definitely is the case. But you also have to factor in that this is a huge, huge tourist destination. So in my opinion, a lot of these people on the beach are tourists, and it's not something we can necessarily control, unfortunately, considering, they're all in hotels, they're all in that one confined area, and they can't really go anywhere, especially with a lot of travel bans happening around the world. So again, I think this is very foolish that people are just in large crowds like this. If you have to be around a couple people, you can't not be, you'll go insane. But to be in super large groups like this right now is very foolish. Moving on down the list of links I have for you guys. I just wanted to give you a little more updates on the United States specifically. Right now, the U.S. is looking into doing a UBI program, Universal Basic Income. This is pretty much just a way of giving everyone in the United States a paycheck, because the majority of people, roughly around 18% of people, are not working right now. Me personally, YouTube is my full-time job right now, and realistically, it might not be sustainable right now to pay the bills. So that's something you have to factor in, and I really am hoping, not just for me personally, but for the entire country, that this does get passed, because I think it would be very, very beneficial to the country as a whole. Now, there's a handful of numbers being thrown around right now, whether that's $1,000 or $2,000 per month. It's not certain yet, but we will most likely get an answer within the next week or two from the president. Now, moving on, we also have a confirmed U.S. and Canada ban on non-essential travel to stop the spread. So as of now, you cannot travel to Canada if it's non-essential, which I think is a plus. Same thing is happening over in Australia, where they're telling citizens not to travel anywhere out of the country, which is pretty extreme, but definitely necessary in times like this right now. And the last thing I want to touch on with you guys is the stock market and where we are currently standing. Whether it's with cruise liners like Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean is currently seeing its 10-year low sitting around $20, where it was sitting around $135 just about 3 weeks ago or so. So Royal Caribbean is taking a massive hit. They did just dock all of their cruise ships, along with Norwegian and Carnival and all the rest. And it is unfortunate to see all these cruise lines tank in value, but it is what it is. We can't prioritize that right now. But it's just good to see, not good to see, but it's just showing you that the stock market is really taking a hit in certain industries, whether that's the cruise liners, whether that's airliners like Delta, where they're down 27% on the day right now. And S&P 500 is still down drastically, but they are doing a lot better compared to the others. If you look at the 5-year mark, we're currently at 2,485 points. So you're looking at lows back in around mid 2017. So nonetheless, everything is being hit right now, but it's also interesting to take a look at companies that are somewhat helping the virus in a certain way or another. Right now, we're looking at Walmart. As you can see, they're up 5% on the day at $125 a share. And you can see right over here that we've had some pretty extreme volatility with Walmart, but nonetheless, they are continuing to hold their highs throughout the previous months, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. This is probably just mainly due to Walmart having extreme revenue gains due to everyone purchasing goods from their stores. But it will be interesting to see how this stock holds up as supplies begins to run out, and people will have to ration. I know the president said that that there are no shortages when it comes to food, water, toilet paper, all that sort of stuff, and that we need to buy less because we need to share with everyone else, and that we have plenty to go around. And we have to give these stores some time to restock. I think that to a certain extent that may be true, but to another certain extent that may be false, considering the majority of these products do come from overseas, and there is really no supply chain infrastructure right now when it comes between the United States and other countries around the world. So I personally think that may be to a certain extent false what he's saying, but nonetheless, just purchase, of course, what is necessary for you to use. Don't hoard 500 rolls of toilet paper or paper towels. That's just not necessary. Just get what you need. Same applies with food and water and everything else. Just get the essentials and then just sit back and hope for some good news. Now, the last thing I want to talk about real briefly over in Florida, and I know this is happening around the world, also in New York right now. The Florida governor has closed all bars and nightclubs, and they have put limitations on restaurants as well, limiting the capacity to 50%, which in my opinion is pretty foolish, and I don't think that would help solve the problem at all, considering servers are always touching everything, and then they're touching the customers, they're touching the checkbooks. I think that will not solve the problem one bit. But nonetheless, it is a step in the right direction. So that is happening in Florida. The same has happened over in California and has happened over in New York as well. All of the movie theaters here have shut down for 6 to 18 weeks, which in my opinion is pretty long. I think that might be a little too long, but of course, anything can open up at any given time once things improve. But nonetheless, my current position on this whole situation is that things are going to continue to get worse. I know that's not what you guys want to hear, but I'm just giving you my opinion. Nonetheless, again, leave your comment down below what you guys think, but I seriously think this is just the start of things. We are, of course, working on vaccines, but, that might not come out for another year before it's distributed to the public. So just, have your best interest in mind, your family, your friends. Don't go out in crowds, stay healthy, and continue to keep yourself updated on these troubling times. Again, when it comes to my current position in the cryptocurrency space, I am currently waiting for the low 4,000s before I consider making a position. And if that does happen, I will most likely go probably about 75% in to the market with my current cash holdings, because at that level, I feel like it's low enough where if it does go lower, it is what it is. But nonetheless, down the road, we will rebound from that range. And I think we will rebound very, very hard into the next all-time highs, most likely in later 2021 as of right now. So that's my current plan, guys. If you'd like to know which cryptocurrencies I plan to invest into within the next week or two, if we do reach these levels, leave a comment down below and maybe give a like on this video so I know you're liking the content. And as always, make sure you join on into the giveaway as well, because I really do want to get rid of these wallets. And that's that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you ever have any questions, leave a comment down below or reach out to me on Twitter, and I will catch you guys in the next.